Good afternoon, Cayman. One more time, good afternoon, Cayman. Thank you for all who are in attendance, in the flesh and online. It is always a happy day to be part of a democracy where there is a peaceful transfer of power. Thank you, Lord. Now, I'm not going to have you out here all day because some of us need to sleep for the first time in a long time. Catch up on messages from those. I know I'm at least 400 behind. I'm sure the rest of them are as well. And we all need to get on with life. So I'll start off with some thanks, make a few points, and then let us celebrate and participate in fellowship with each other. First of all, none of this would be possible without God. Those of you who are here who are deeply faithful like I am, know that God must have a hand in everything. To my family, my wife Tiffany, son Jackson, Savannah, I could not be here without you. I'm going to embarrass Tiffany for a moment, and she's going to hate it, particularly because she's a civil servant, but it's absolutely true. She is my wisest counsel and my best friend. I was always captivated by her beauty, but there was something along the way in our journey that she always, I couldn't explain, it felt like home, felt like family. And lo and behold, we find out Christmas 2023, she's half West Bayer. So I'm sure if we go back far enough, she and I probably are family. And we're meant to be family. And for my dad, who was slightly worried when we got the news, it's too late now, it's over a decade, 2 kids later, there's no turning back. She is forever my family until death do us part. I do not want you, Jackson, to go to school tomorrow and call yourself Premier Junior. Do not do it. You started saying it around the house, please. Do not do it. We're a humble family. For all the other families of all the candidates, I know you all feel the same way about your families, whether you're in government or in the opposition. They see the nights, the long hours, the WhatsApps, the meetings. They know what we go through, and God bless them all. And God bless the ones who are not here with us. I know that they're looking down and smiling upon you all this day. For all of the voters, thank you for exercising your right to vote. In my case, West Bay South, thank you all. God bless you. It is an honor to be re-elected to represent you all in our beautiful constituency. I'd like to thank all of the volunteers that supported all of the candidates, all 59. You all pushed, you canvassed, you advocated, you probably argued with people in the workplace at the water cooler. All of it matters, all of it is part of democracy. God bless all of the volunteers. Same goes for the service providers. Even though they may be engaged for a fee, I know in our case, some of them worked and drew blood, sweat, and tears because they believed in the Caymanian Community Party cause. And I'm sure the same could be said for all the other groupings. Thank you all for helping to facilitate democracy. And while I mention all 59, it is important to note for all 59, thank you for standing. It takes courage to put yourself forward to be scrutinized as a public job interview for the entire world to see. God bless you all in that democratic effort. I will have to single out my TCCP running mates. It was an honor, a pleasure, and a joy to run the race with all of you, and we have forged friendships for a lifetime. Thank you. And I would be presumptuous in assuming the same could be said for the Cayman Islands National Party. And I imagine the same would be said for the People's Progressive Movement. To the Honorable Speaker of the House, D. Ezzard Miller. Now, I'm going to give you all some insight that you probably already heard through the original Mall Road, the Caymanian Mall Road. Discussing speaker takes some discussion, takes some back and forth, names are put around. But at the end of the day, what led the charge is that we all knew he would be an experienced, no-nonsense, on-time, competent Speaker of this honorable House. In full transparency, he's the class of '69, like my father, so we've known each other for a very long time. I've counted him in my books as a mentor along the way. When I joined the civil service, he gave me books to read that are still on my shelf of how to move legislation forward, how to develop policy. This is a serious mind to do a serious job. Thank you for accepting the nomination, Mr. Speaker. To the 11 members of the now National Coalition for Caymanians. Thank you for being selfless. Thank you for getting the point that the country deserved. Calm in the chaos. To bring order over disorder. To put aside egos and drive the point home that in less than 24 hours, a government can be formed without large argument, without large debate, without huge horse trading, for the benefit of the people of the Cayman Islands. We knew that if we were going to do this, if we were going to set the boat out on the right note, we had to come together, lock arms, and get it done. To the opposition, it was in the Speaker's remarks that we would like, myself and the Speaker, and also the NCFC, a advocatory environment and not an adversarial environment, where we can advocate strongly, vociferously for different positions, but not be adversaries, because at the end of the day, we are all Caymanians. To the civil and public servants, I want you to know from the outset, DG and all, that yes, our role is to set policy, but it is to do so in a way in this administration that is not to badger you into our position. It is to inspire you into the vision and help you advise us of how we're going to get from point A to point Z without acrimony, without hostility, without bullying, because you all are in the engine room with us, and we have to start a partnership that works from beginning to end. Speaking of public servants, many of you in the community will know that we lost Judiann Myles, a high-ranking officer of the Monetary Authority, and her family, as well as the Monetary Authority, are still grieving. This brutality occurred during the campaign season. And I feel bad in that I traveled with Judianne, so as the AG, on many trips for financial services, and I felt like I didn't really get a chance to pause, to really pay visit to the family, although I paid my respects to the managing director of the Monetary Authority. So I thought, as I was trying to think about these remarks today, now that the campaign has come to an end and we have a transition of power, how can we make her passing matter? And I'm going to share a short story with you, so bear with me. It's absolutely true. So while the Cayman Islands was on the FATF gray list, Judianne was one of the soldiers supporting all the advocacy, not adversarial relationship, advocacy on behalf of our country in the trenches, in all the places we had to travel, Europe and elsewhere. As a testament to how much the international stage got to know Cayman, when we exited off of the gray list, the same team that was assessing us to get off the gray list invited Cayman to have a seat on the same inspection team. So think about that for a moment. The team inspecting us would be the gatekeepers for us to get off the gray list. Once we were off and they got to know us, they allowed us and opened a seat on the very same inspection team, and not just any seat. Judianne was the co-chair. Of what they call the Joint Groups of America. Am I correct so far, AG? Thank you. When AG and I began to promote the idea, and we saw the vacancy on this inspection team, and I must say, Governor, the UK was extremely helpful when the AG and I began to advocate for the position, because they began to fully appreciate how well regulated we are. And the nomination came through. Judianne called me jumping for joy through the phone. And I said to her, we didn't just pick your name out of a hat and roll out of bed. You are an intelligent, experienced Caymanian woman who will carry the role out when you walk into that room and all the other rooms and all the other countries you got to visit, with Caymanian dignity, with Caymanian character, and with Caymanian radiance. So your job even though you have the day part of it to assess other countries, you need to represent us on the world stage so they continue to get to know us and know just how prized gem this country is. And as far as all the reports that I got, she did that to her last breath. So thank you, Judiann Myles, for your service. And how it relates to this speech is that I will share one more story. I said it a couple of times on the campaign trail, absolutely true. I have a constituent who's a pastor. Pastors have to get canvassed too for the vote. So I went to go see him. Went through many points, policy, positions, and so forth. And he said, Andre, I get all that. But in a way, as a pastor, and you as an MP, we're in a similar business that it's about people. And all kind of things can happen with people. So I like the TCCP manifesto. I like that it has a timeline, but you don't know what the Lord has in store. You don't know whether or not, heaven forbid, there's an earthquake or hurricane that blows everything off. So what's going to make the difference in the policy is your character. So how I'm linking this story to Judianne is I'm saying to you all that the National Coalition for Caymanians shall exhibit professional character. That is how we're going to honor Judianne and all of our fallen Caymanians, all of our foreparents who would not approve of the type of behavior we have seen and has evolved over the last couple of decades. Because it matters how we show up and carry ourselves in Parliament. Because it matters how we show up in the government admin building. It matters how you treat someone in the supermarket. It matters how you treat someone in the parking lot. Because in this country, we say good morning when you didn't wake up with somebody else. In this country, you say excuse me when you're trying to get between two people. When you're on the road. Road rage is not a Cayman thing. In this country, we respect each other. In this country, we don't bully and we don't grab man or woman. Our foreparents would not want that for us in 2025. We greet our seniors with sir or ma'am. And we do not dump a refrigerator in the middle of the road when you know there was just a cleanup. So the opposition got to agree with me that the littering fines got to go up. How dare you get us to beg DEH to move the fridge and the next week a microwave is in the same place? Enough is enough. So if you want to join us, all of us, in sweeping away a past and coming into a new era of politics where we have an opportunity to all shine, raise all Caymanians to benefit from the success that's coming to the islands, then you play a role too. You gotta say your mornings, you gotta say your pleases and thank yous, you gotta respect the person next to you and bring Cayman back into balance. For a stronger, fairer Cayman that our foreparents would look down with pride, because I don't think they're looking so happy right now. Ask your neighbor, how can I help? Ask your MP when constituency branches and district councils start. How can I help? We got a lot of work to do, not as a parliament, but as a country. If you want students to have pride to come home and know they can live and buy land in their country, join the entire effort. If you want our seniors to know they can afford to retire here, imagine that. You join this effort in your attitude and your behavior as Caymanians. And the others will have to assimilate to that. On a personal note, as I close, I'm going to share one more story. It is for all, but particularly our youth. A very, very good friend of mine, who's no stranger to the public domain, so he won't mind me calling his name, Marco Archer. Several years ago, he gave me a movie recommendation, which was called Lone Survivor. And that also has a book, because it's the true story of a U.S. Navy SEAL caught behind enemy lines. I invite you all to watch the movie or read the book, or do both like I did. If you don't get to, though, the story is about perseverance against extreme odds. So whether you're in an abusive relationship, whether you're worried about an exam that you're not sure you can conquer, whether or not you have an addiction that your mind can't control and you need the help, whether or not you want to help your neighbor but don't know how, or whether you left a post to stand up for what was right even though you didn't know what the future would hold for you. The moral of that movie, which I think comes from the Navy SEAL creed, is no matter how dark it gets, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how low you fall, you are never out of the fight. So you all, in extreme circumstances, if you face them like I do, stick with your principles and the Lord, and you are never out of the fight. And by that token, for all who will say Cayman is doomed, I rebuke that. Cayman is not out of the fight. So God bless all of you in attendance, all of you online, Caymanians watching overseas. Let's get the show on the road. God bless you all. God bless the Cayman Islands. And God bless this administration and this parliament.